Hello, my fellow readers. Today I'm going to be talking about A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Saft, which, I did not realize who this author was when I first got this book. This author also did, oh my gosh, what's the name of that book? There's two, which I've read the both of the author's other works. So Alison Saft also wrote Down Comes the Night, which I read I think around 2020, 2021. And then A Far Wilder Magic, which I loved. A Far Wilder Magic. I liked Down Comes the Night, but A Far Wilder Magic, I loved that one and the relationship between the two. So yeah, it was destined that I was going to read this book and like it, which I did. It had the right vibes for me at the time that I was reading it. I was so excited to get to this one because I just could tell by the summary and everything I was going to like this book. So, again, this is my fairy loot. It's beautiful. I love it, especially under the cover. It has this gorgeous design by Bluey Boo. I adored this. I love the style that they do. It's so gorgeous. I think I love it better than the actual cover. But it's fine. I will keep the one that's on there. Oh, I do love that. I think this is close to the one, but it's not. The cover that is used in the mass market, I think, is different. But anyway, I will quickly read the flap, and then I'll go over more about why I enjoyed this, why I had a good time with it. So in glittery Avaland, nobles attend candlelit balls while unrest brews among the working class. Renowned dressmaker Neve is tasked with designing the prince's wardrobe and for a royal wedding, but the magic in her blood that lets her stitch emotions and memories into fabric is the same magic that will eventually kill her. Cursed and alone, Neve finds herself drawn to the prickly cold prince, and an unlikely friendship begins to blossom into something more. That is, until an anonymous gossip column is released, exposing their chemistry and threatening scandal. As tensions rise within the royal court and protests rage outside its walls, Neve must decide what cost she is willing to pay for a future and a love she never thought possible. So this is a opposite sides of the tracks kind of romance, where Neve is hired by he must be the king? It's the brother of the prince that she's hired for, and I think he is king by that time, if I'm remembering correctly. There's a whole royal thing happening there that they'll talk about, what's the deal with the princes and everything. I like all of those characters. I think they're all fine. The current king is doing his best. I'll just put it that way. He's not a bad guy, but as it said about there being tensions with the working class, there's a lot going on that they're trying to solve behind the scenes, like royalty is, and they're just not really doing it in necessarily the best way, so that causes a lot of tension. But meanwhile, back to Neve. So she does have this ability to put magic into her garments. Again, had the vibes of Maiden of the Needle in here. She's hired to make the garments for Prince Christopher, or Kit, and he's very curmudgeonly. He is something else. He just has this kind of attitude, and she's just so it's Grumpy Sunshine in general, because Neve is trying her best, and he's kind of rah, rah, rah. And as she gets to know him, she starts designing the garments that best suit his personality. So she notices that he's kind of more introverted. He doesn't like to be out and seen and bothered all the time. So she develops this one cloak that kind of conceals him. So because he doesn't like to be seen, if he puts the cloak on, he's kind of glossed over. It's not a true invisibility cloak. It just kind of makes people glance over and forget that the person's there. So it's ideal for Kit. And as he gets these clothes that are kind of made for him, tailored for him and his personality, he also gets to know Neve, and the two do form this bond and this friendship, and they really like each other. And there are kind of romantic sparks flying, but at the same time, Neve accepts her place in the world. Kit, for example, is getting engaged to somebody else, and there are political reasons for this engagement, and they kind of all uncover these different things and decide, like, what to do. In the meanwhile, yes, there is a gossip columnist in the background that is making trouble for these two, because it's like, well, obviously the two are attracted to one another and were caught sneaking off into the hidden parts of the ballroom and whatnot. Like, they're trying to make trouble, but it is done in a way to just make the royal family kind of look bad, so that maybe they have to address issues that are happening in the local government and what's happening in the world. And yeah, I think they're just trying to get them to confess. And we do find out who the gossip columnist is, and it's a bit of a betrayal in this whole circle of friends. And it's done for good causes, but not necessarily the right way. And I don't know, like, how do you describe that? I don't know. There's, like, bits of so many things that are in here that I just enjoyed. So, like, a bit of the gossip thing is kind of Bridgerton-esque. The tailoring and having, like, the magical abilities is kind of like either Maiden of the Needle or Fiancé Chosen by the Ring, both of which I enjoy very much. It has that kind of vibe. I like the grumpy sunshine pairing of Kit and Neve. And then I'm trying to remember everybody else's names because I'm terrible with names. Is it Jack and Sophia? Are they the other royal people? So part of me can't remember if the brother was king by that time or if he was acting on behalf of his dad. So yes, I think the crown prince is acting as regent because I think their father is too unwell to actually do his job anymore. So the crown prince is doing the job. And meanwhile, he has Kit go and get affianced to a representative from the other country so that they can have this political alliance, but I think also as a way to get more income streaming into their country. And they, of course, bring Neve on just to dress him up so that he looks proper for all of his things. And Kit is kind of like the prince who doesn't necessarily want... I don't know... Okay. I guess I won't say that he doesn't want to be a prince. He just doesn't always know what his role is because his brother is taking on the leadership role and kind of cuts him out of any knowledge or decision-making about the country. And I think that's a big sticking point in the book with them, is that Kit feels very cut out and like he's only being used as a pawn on a chessboard in order to like reach some other end. And he doesn't like that, and he wishes that his brother would consult him and talk to him and have them make decisions together. And yeah, that kind of suffers from that. But it's not like it's all in the background. I guess I shouldn't say it like that, but there's a lot that we just uncover bit by bit because the main part is like through Neve getting to know Kit and their relationship developing and how that friendship progresses and how they want to connect deeper with one another, but the things that are keeping them apart, and one of which, of course, is Kit's position as a prince, whereas Neve doesn't have anything, like literally nothing. She's just a working girl. I very much liked this. I thought so far this is my favorite of the Fairy Loot books. This is more of my style. I liked the style of the romance in this. I thought it worked really well. I like the way they're trying to overcome insurmountable things. But of course, in the background, there's also always what's going on with Neve. And, you know, what is this power or this curse that she does have? And is it going to kill her? And I think that was kind of what happened to her mother. Anyway, so in the background, there's also that she has to figure out about what's going on and what is she willing to sacrifice for the people that she loves. And it was good. It was good. I did enjoy it. It's just kind of, I don't want to say like it's gentle, but it kind of is just gentle. You're just kind of along for the ride, seeing the relationship between the characters, how it's going to develop. kind of speculating on how they could maybe find a way forward and able to be with one another, even though society and the pressures of the roles that they have is set to keep them apart. It's, could they find a way to be together? And it's just very enjoyable. If you like romances like that, it's good. If you like Alison Saff's other books, I think you would enjoy this one as well. I would say if you read this one first and you enjoy it, then I would try Far Wilder Magic. I really enjoyed that book. I thought the sparky relationship with those two characters was really fun too, and I just enjoyed it. I kind of want to do a reread of the first book, which I always forget the name. Why am I so terrible at this? Down Comes the Night. I kind of want to do a reread because I feel like when I read that book, I was in a weird listening space and maybe was thinking that it wasn't what I was expecting. I don't think I disliked the book at all, but I don't think I retained as much from that book as I would like to. And now that I've read other works by Alison Saff, I would like to go revisit and see like what are the similarities in the narratives and what happened there, because I do not clearly remember at all. There's some things I remember about like the setting, but I don't remember a lot of the details, so I kind of want to revisit that book. But this one, I would say, is a yes if you want something like gentle, sweet, kind of Bridgerton-esque, but with like magic, more magic in there, and kind of a political situation that you want to see get unwoven and figured out and fixed. So I think that's it. That's it for this video. Until next time, bye.